Hi, Nick Duffy here from Nick Duffy Golf and MMG Golf Performance, here to talk a little bit about an area in the putting which tends to get a lot more press coverage than I think really is probably the probably one of the more important stuff, the real skills in putting, which come to alignment, green reading, speed control, start line, stuff like that. I think this area gets a ton of attention from good players, bad players, pros, TV coverage. The big reason why is because it's an easy fix. So the area I'm talking about is the grip. Grip and putting is very much a preference. I know for me, I like my players to have a good, solid fundamental grip that will help them with their setup, not actually cause any issues with how they either A, use their hands, torso, forearms while they putt, something that may not have any adverse reactions to how much wrist they're using. It's not the end-all be-all. It is the attachment that's very important for players to improve, to have a good idea of what they do. But once again, this is not like the thing that's going to change your game. If you think just by going from a standard putting grip, right, to all of a sudden changing to the claw, it's going to change your game, most likely it's not going to be the case. It's a good holdover, maybe a good placebo effect to maybe start making a change, but it's probably not going to be the end-all be-all. You still got to work on your skills. It may help you enhance the skills, maybe good for a week, but not always is this going to be the best thing for you. But I'm going to talk a little bit about, if you are looking to make a change, what the benefits are, some of the pitfalls, why you may want to do this and why you may not. So let's go ahead and start with a standard grip. So one thing I do like about a standard putting grip, once again, that's just one where the, butt end of the putter runs through the lifelines, right? We're working on the putter staying basically in the lifelines, thumbs running down the middle of the shaft, right hand below the left, reverse overlap is what we tend to call it. I think that tends to be a good place to start for most golfers. Big reason why, just because your basics are going to be pretty solid. You're going to get a good feel. Your setup won't be too far off. And it's a good place just to start. If you as a player notice that every time you get on the golf course and the standard putting grip feels a little too wavy, adding too much loft, left wrist breaks down too often, that might be a good time to kind of focus on maybe a different type of grip. So second on my list would always be going to a cross-handed. I'm a player who, when I played my best golf, I putted cross-handed. Big reason why, I was spending so much time working on my putting, using a traditional putting grip, couldn't keep the feel of keep that left wrist pretty solid. Always was breaking down, felt like I was pulling a lot of putts. So for me, it's just a little bit easier to actually just go cross-handed and not have to work on it quite as much. It actually cut down my practice time. It's made it all a bit easier. One of the downfalls of a cross-handed grip, though, can be if I'm working on this, some people's feel is a little bit worse cross-handed because they're just not used to guiding everything with the left hand. Another downfall could be when people use a cross-handed grip setup, sometimes they get that left arm too far down, left shoulder drops, right shoulder gets high, all their weight's left, take the effective loft of their putter down, and now that ball is going to be hopping on the green. So everything you're kind of gaining by not flipping out or adding loft, you're losing because now the ball's diving into the ground. So that's a big area that you got to watch out for when you are doing experimentation. Is just because you're changing one element or one attachment that it's not causing an adverse effect somewhere else. So one thing that I tend to see too is people are going from maybe a standard putting setup, pretty good, pretty level. Hopefully the camera's looking pretty good here. Sometimes they don't always have the best forearm attachment or alignment, should I say. Switching to crosshand can actually help benefit somebody on that forearm alignment. And as long as the left shoulder doesn't drop and they start hitting down on putts or de-lofting the putter too much, driving the ball into the ground, it's not a bad way to start out. Once again, though, when you use something like this, you still need to work on your distance control, alignment. Still, you got to work on every area of the game. It just may help you on the course, under pressure, certain putts. So it's a good way to kind of look at it that, like for me as a golfer, or as a coach, or as a player. Another one too, when you do make these changes, make sure that your matchups, so that means forearms, setup, shoulder alignment, stuff like that, all match up, because the last thing we want to do is make a change, and once again, it causes an adverse effect because our putter doesn't fit us anymore due to the change. So once again, when we see people go from standard to cross-handed, a lot of times it will change their setup. It will change the way they set up to the ball. It's an easy way to kind of make some mistakes and feel good for like a day, and maybe long-term, you know, build some bad stuff in there. Not really fix what you're doing wrong, but just kind of put a Band-Aid on something for a day. Another version of the cross-handed putting setup or grip that I tend to like to use with some of my players is, especially if they get a little bit longer putter, is to actually take the left hand and you almost do like a mini arm lock. So it's kind of like you take your bottom two, or sorry, the top two fingers here, pinky and ring, and you're kind of pushing against that left wrist, inside part of the left wrist. And what it does is builds you a little guide of the butt end of the putter and where it's traveling. I know for a long time people have talked about releasing the putter and making sure this putter travels in a more pendulum fashion, which, you know, we know is not true if you actually look into the science of it. But some people actually have overdone this. I know I've seen people drag the butt end of the putter back to start, add de-loft it, and then save it at the end. So if you have trouble with where this butt end of the putter is traveling, and you work on it a ton and you're not quite getting it, definitely doing something as simple as just this little putting drill or this putting grip setup kind of fixes it all. Helps you as a player. I know I had a player recently switch to that, and getting their putter to match to their setup match has kept it from being anything bad, but it's helped them hit stronger putts, more solid putts, more consistent putts. If you're one who struggles with where the butt end of the putter travels or the loft that you deliver. Another one that you've seen a bit of a resurgence amongst a player, like didn't really have a downtime, but he wasn't putting well, was Colin Morikawa. He was struggling a little bit with his putting, switched to a claw grip. I think he learned it from Marco Mir, if I'm not mistaken. But I had a great putting round at Congressional. Struggled a little bit the first week he had it at Riviera, but he's still using this. Hopefully it works well for him this week at the Masters. And basically what he's working on is taking the right hand out of the putting stroke a little bit. So this is another one for people who have overactive right hands. Is a good feeling. I feel like it's a good one for players who just don't really know what to do with the right hand. I know a lot of people, the side feel is just a little too active, or the elbow gets out of place, where when you actually put the hand on either like it's called the saw method or get more the pencil grip, both of them kind of help you out as a player with the feeling of taking the right hand out of there, an overactive right hand. So all those should help you out. The biggest thing is, if it worked for you, if it's not changing the good stuff you already do in your setup or in your putting. What you don't want to do, once again, is make a change just to make a change, or for maybe a quick fix that hopefully will help you out. So overall, the gist of this is make sure when you're making a change in your putting, it's not just for a quick fix or hopefully this is a save for my game. You're still putting the work and the effort in to become a better putter. If you have an area where you've been struggling in putting for a long time, like overly right hand hit, adding loft through the putt, that would be the time to actually try making either the cross-handed change or maybe the claw change. Hopefully this video helps you out, and good luck with your putting. Hi, hopefully this video helped you out. If you liked it, please like my video, please subscribe, please put a comment down asking any questions or just anything that may do with the video. If you need any suggestions or you want to suggest another video for me, please let me know in the comments. I'd be more than happy to try to shoot them. I'm always looking for good ideas. So any way I can help out the viewers of this channel, please let me know. Hopefully these tips help you out and will continue to improve your game. Thanks.